Welcome to the Deep Dive. You've sent us some fascinating material, and today we're cutting straight to the heart of a big question for you, especially if you're considering striking out on your own.
Mm-hmm.
How do you find the right business idea in 2025?
Yeah, that's the big one.
It's not just about stumbling upon an idea, is it?
Not at all. I mean, as you know, anyone can jot down a list of potential ventures.
Sure.
But pinpointing the right one, the one that has staying power and, really resonates with you, that's where the real work begins.
Exactly. And thinking about 2025, you and I both know it's a different ballgame than even, say, a few years ago.
Oh, completely different.
We're navigating a world increasingly shaped by AI, where remote work and solo entrepreneurship are becoming the norm.
Right.
Plus, the people you might be serving are prioritizing things like convenience, experiences tailored just for them, and a level of transparency we haven't really seen before.
And sustainability, too.
And let's not forget the growing importance of sustainability, personal well-being, and, well, seamless digital interactions.
Mm.
Yeah.
So for an idea to be the right one for you, it really needs to be dialed into this present moment, right?
Yeah.
Not stuck in yesterday's trends.
That's such a key point for you to consider. Really crucial.
Yeah.
An idea that might have flourished, maybe 5 years ago. It could be completely out of step with today's market dynamics and what people are actually looking for.
So your focus needs to be forward-looking.
Absolutely. On what's coming next.
Okay, so we're trying to hit that sweet spot for you.
Yeah.
But what exactly defines a right business idea in this evolving landscape? What are the must-haves for you to look for?
Well, drawing from the sources you provided, a truly promising business idea in 2025 seems to hinge on, 3 core elements.
Okay, 3 things.
First, it needs to be desirable for people. Are you addressing a genuine pain point for a significant group? Is there, real demand for what you're thinking of offering?
Right. Do people want it?
Second, it has to be viable. Can this idea actually generate sustainable income for you in the long run? What's the potential for it to be profitable? Makes sense. It has to make money eventually.
And perhaps most crucially, for your long-term satisfaction, it needs to feel authentic to you.
Authenticity.
Does it align with your inherent skills, your core values, and importantly, what truly excites you? What gets you out of bed?
That point about authenticity really resonates, doesn't it?
I think so.
You could chase an opportunity that looks amazing on paper, but if it doesn't genuinely excite you, well, those long hours and inevitable hurdles are going to feel like a real grind for you.
Definitely. And it shows.
And if you're not actually solving a real problem for people, well, it's unlikely they'll be reaching for their wallets.
Exactly. No problem. No customer, essentially.
Okay, so we have our criteria. Desirable, viable, and authentic for you. Now, the million-dollar question. How do we actually unearth that winning idea?
Well, the initial step, and this might seem a bit backward, is for you to shift your focus away from specific products or services right off the bat.
Okay, interesting. Don't start with the product.
No. Instead, really train your mind to identify the everyday problems that people, maybe including yourself, are grappling with.
Okay, let's unpack that for you. Problems first, then products. What does that look like in the real world? How do you even start?
Think about it this way. Instead of saying, I want to build a new social media platform, ask yourself, what are the current frustrations you or others experience with the social media landscape as it exists?
Right. What's annoying about it now?
Or, zooming out even further, what general inefficiencies or unmet needs do you observe in your daily routine or in the lives of those around you?
So be observant.
Really pay attention. Listen to the complaints you hear. Notice the recurring annoyances you see and those areas where things just don't seem to function as smoothly as they could for people.
So it's about you becoming an observer, almost like a detective of everyday life's little frustrations.
Exactly. A problem detective.
Can you give us some concrete examples of how spotting a problem in the 2025 context could spark a business idea for you?
Absolutely. Let's consider the ever-increasing role of artificial intelligence, AI.
Okay, AI is everywhere.
A significant problem many individuals and even small businesses face is feeling lost, kind of overwhelmed, not knowing how to effectively use AI tools.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
So a potential solution for you could be offering a micro-consulting service, providing focused, easily digestible guidance on specific AI applications that are relevant to their particular needs.
That makes perfect sense for someone out there. Instead of just creating another AI tool yourself, you'd be addressing that user's feeling of being overwhelmed.
Exactly. And their need for practical hands-on advice.
What's another example you see emerging for someone like you?
Think about busy professionals, maybe even like yourself. A common struggle is consistently eating healthy meals because time is always a constraint, Becky.
Tell me about it. Yes.
A potential business idea for you could be a healthy meal prep service that uses AI, maybe, to personalize meal plans based on dietary restrictions and individual preferences, offering a high degree of convenience tailored to their specific needs.
I like that the AI element adds a layer of personalization that goes beyond a standard meal plan.
Precisely.
One more problem-focused idea for our listener.
Okay. For content creators.
Yeah.
Something many of the sources you shared touched on. A major hurdle is the sheer time and effort involved in editing and adapting content for different platforms.
Oh, yeah. Huge time sink.
So an opportunity for you could be a service that uses AI to quickly and efficiently repurpose existing content into various formats, videos to blog posts, clips for social media, you name it.
Freeing up valuable time and resources for those creators.
Exactly. The underlying principle here for you is that every problem you identify is essentially a potential business opportunity waiting for someone like you to solve it.
Okay, so step one for you is to become a problem spotter. Got it. Now, what's step two in this quest for the right idea for you?
Step 2 involves a more inward look, combined with an awareness of what's happening in the market.
Inward look.
I often suggest an exercise that involves thinking about 3 overlapping areas. Picture it in your mind, like as 3 intersecting circles.
Okay, I'm visualizing that now. 3 circles. What should you be putting in each one as you consider this for yourself?
All right. The first circle represents your skills. What are you genuinely good at? What talents, knowledge, and experiences do you bring to the table? Really list them out.
Okay, skills. Got it.
The second circle is your passion. What do you truly enjoy doing? What activities do you find engaging and fulfilling even if you weren't paid?
Passion. Makes sense.
And the third circle represents demand. What are people actually willing to pay for right now in the market? Where's the money flowing?
Skills, passion, demand.
And as you look at those 3 circles for yourself, the real potential, the business goldmine, as we discussed earlier, lies where all 3 of those areas overlap.
Right in the middle.
Exactly. The sweet spot for your ideal business idea is where your capabilities, your enthusiasm, and a clear market need all converge.
That intersection.
This is where you're most likely to build something that is not only sustainable, but also hopefully personally rewarding for you.
Can you walk us through a specific example of how someone like you might use this framework to find their own intersection?
Sure. Let's say you're someone who loves fitness and has a real passion for health and well-being. That's your passion circle.
Okay.
You also happen to be skilled at creating engaging video content and have a talent for explaining complex fitness ideas in a clear and simple way. Maybe that's your skill circle.
Got it. Good communicator, good on video.
Now, if there's a significant and growing demand for accessible and effective remote fitness coaching, especially among busy individuals who can't easily get to a gym, that's the demand circle.
Which seems likely now.
Very likely. So the intersection of these 3 could lead you to an idea like building a 30-day fitness challenge program delivered online. Perhaps with a content subscription model offering ongoing support and new workouts for your clients.
That's a really clear illustration of how those 3 elements can come together to form a viable business concept for someone like you.
Yeah, hopefully that clarifies it.
It's not just about pursuing what you love or what you're good at or what's popular. It's about discovering that unique combination that ticks all 3 boxes for you.
Exactly. The trifecta.
So we've looked inwards at your skills and passions and outwards at immediate problems. What's the next layer you should be considering as you refine your thinking?
The next crucial step for you is to understand the broader market trends that are at play. It's about being able to distinguish between short-lived hype and more enduring shifts.
Okay.
The kinds of long-term movements I like to call waves.
Waves versus hype. I like that way of framing it for you. Can you explain the difference and why focusing on these waves is so important for your long-term success?
Sure. Short-term trends or fads often come and go quite quickly. Remember fidget spinners?
Oh, yeah.
Trying to build a business solely on a fleeting trend like that can leave you on really shaky ground. Long-term shifts, or waves on the other hand, represent more fundamental changes in technology, societal norms, consumer behavior, stuff that sticks around.
Right. Deeper currents.
By aligning your business idea with these more persistent trends, you're essentially building on a much more stable foundation for your future. You're catching a wave, not just a ripple.
So instead of trying to capitalize on the latest viral craze, you should be looking at the more fundamental forces that are likely to shape the coming years.
Precisely.
What are some of these significant waves you see building in 2025 that you should be paying close attention to?
Well, several key ways stand out that could present opportunities for you. The ongoing development and integration of AI tools across various aspects of business is a major one. We already touched on that.
AI, again, yeah, it's unavoidable.
The increasing acceptance and sophistication of remote learning and platforms for independent education solopreneurs teaching online niche courses. That's another significant wave.
Lifelong learning, but remote.
The focus on health tech and products aimed at longevity and overall well-being continues to grow rapidly. People want to live longer, healthier lives.
Definitely see that.
The creator economy, which empowers individuals to monetize their skills and passions online, shows no signs of slowing down. More tools, more platforms. The demand for eco-friendly and sustainable products, particularly for the home, is also a powerful and growing trend. People care about the planet.
More conscious consumerism.
And finally, the increasing awareness and prioritization of mental wellness are driving demand for related apps, coaching services, virtual retreats.
Huge area.
Yeah, absolutely huge.
That's a really helpful overview of the major currents you should be aware of. So as you think about your own potential ideas, the task is to consider how your skills and passions and the problems you've identified could potentially intersect with one or more of these longer-term trends.
Exactly. It's about finding your unique position within these larger movements. It's not just about riding the wave, but how you specifically can surf it. For example, if you're passionate about education and have expertise in, say, sustainable gardening,
Okay.
instead of just creating another general online course, you might consider how you could leverage AI to personalize planting schedules within a remote learning platform focused on eco-friendly home practices.
Ah, I see. So you're tapping into multiple waves there. Education, sustainability, maybe even AI.
Exactly. Finding that unique combination tailored to your skills.
Okay, so you've got a potential idea starting to form. You've considered problems, your own strengths and interests, and the broader market trends. What's the next critical step for you before you invest heavily and start building?
This is a stage where many aspiring entrepreneurs, perhaps even yourself at some point, can get tripped up.
Oh, yeah. Where do people go wrong here?
They fall in love with their idea before they know if anyone else will. So the next absolutely vital step is validation.
Validation, testing it.
You need to test your business idea in the real world quickly and with minimal investment before you commit significant time, energy, and, of course, your own resources.
Validation, it sounds so obvious when we say it, but it's often something people overlook in the initial excitement of a new idea, isn't it?
It really is. You get swept up.
So what are some practical ways you can actually validate your ideas without, betting the farm?
There are several effective methods you can use, and they don't have to be complicated.
Good.
One straightforward approach is to simply describe your idea on social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever your audience might be, and directly ask your network for their honest feedback.
Just put it out there.
Yeah. Post specific questions like, would you find this useful in your own life? Or, even more importantly, is this something you would actually be willing to pay for? Be direct.
Okay, ask if they'd buy it.
Another low-risk way to gauge interest is to create a very basic landing page, just outlining your potential product or service, and include a simple pre-order button or maybe a waitlist sign-up form.
Like a coming soon page.
Exactly. The number of people who express interest, who give you their email, can be a valuable early indicator for you. It shows intent.
Those seem like relatively easy initial steps you could take. What else might you consider doing?
Well, if it's feasible for your idea, maybe offering a free basic version, like a beta or a pilot of your potential product or service.
A free trial.
Yeah, something like that. It can provide invaluable insights into how users actually behave, what features they find most valuable, where they get stuck.
Real user data.
And perhaps the most direct method you can use is to simply talk to potential customers. Identify maybe 10 people who fit the profile of your ideal customer.
Just 10.
To start, yeah. Reach out and ask them directly about the problems they face in the area you're focusing on and what they would be willing to spend on a solution like yours. Have actual conversations.
Good old-fashioned talking to people.
It works. Remember, actual validation from potential customers is far, far more reliable than just guessing what the market might want based on your own assumptions.
Absolutely. It's about reducing the risk and getting real-world feedback before you pour, months or years of your life and maybe your savings into something that might not resonate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fail fast, fail cheap, as they say. Or rather, learn fast and cheap.
Okay, you've gone through the validation process and you have an idea that seems promising. It's got legs.
Hopefully.
Now let's shift our focus a little and talk about something that's perhaps not discussed as often but feels equally important for you.
Okay, and what's that?
Aligning this business idea with your personal lifestyle goals.
Yeah, yes. Very important.
It's not just about creating a business that's successful in a vacuum, is it? It really needs to fit into the kind of life you actually want to lead.
This is such a critical filter for you to apply, and one that many entrepreneurs unfortunately neglect, often with significant consequences down the road. Burnout is real.
I bet.
The right business idea for you isn't solely about achieving financial success. It's also about building a venture that supports your desired daily life and overall well-being.
So what kind of questions should you be asking yourself at this stage to ensure that alignment between your business and your life? How do you figure that out?
Start by really envisioning your ideal day-to-day life. Seriously, picture it. Do you value the flexibility to travel and work remotely?
Okay. Location independence.
If that's important to you, then a business model that requires you to be tied to a specific physical location, like a retail store or a local service business, might not be the right fit for you.
Right. Makes sense. Obvious friction there.
Do you see yourself building a large team and managing employees, or do you prefer the autonomy and, frankly, the simplicity of being a solo entrepreneur or having a very small team?
Big difference in daily life.
Huge. Your business idea should align with that preference. Are you aiming for a highly scalable business with the potential for rapid growth, even if it demands intense periods of work like a tech startup?
High growth, high stress, maybe?
Or are you looking for something that offers more stability and a more predictable workload, maybe a lifestyle business? Neither is right or wrong, but they're different.
Different goals.
These lifestyle aspirations should be a fundamental part of your decision-making process before you commit. Ultimately, the right business for you should support the life you want to live, not just your financial objectives.
That's such a valuable perspective for you to keep in mind. It's about designing a business around your life rather than trying to force your life to fit into the demands of the business.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, to give you a final boost of inspiration, let's dive into some quick-fire idea starters specifically relevant to the 2025 landscape. Remember, these are just starting points for you, right?
Exactly. Seeds of potential ideas.
Not fully formed businesses.
No, these are designed to spark your creativity and get your mind working. Think of them as potential intersections of the waves we discussed earlier, with common needs you might observe. Adapt them, combine them, use them as a jumping-off point.
All right, let's hear some for you to consider. Fire away.
Okay, how about AI-generated design assets, specifically for solopreneurs who need professional-looking materials but are on a tight budget?
Nice niche. Okay.
Or digital products aimed at parents who are looking for effective ways to manage their children's screen time in our increasingly digital world.
Very relevant problem. Keep them coming for our listener.
Consider local eco-delivery services that utilize electric bikes for environmentally conscious consumers in urban areas. Think local. Think green.
Okay, hyper-local and sustainable.
Or perhaps virtual retreats or coaching spaces focused on burnout recovery, catering to the growing need for mental wellness support we talked about.
Tapping into that wellness wave, I can definitely see the connection to those wider trends we discussed. What else might spark an idea for you?
Think about subscription boxes that are deeply personalized, maybe using AI again, and built around a strong personal brand or a specific area of expertise.
Personal brand focus. Good one.
And finally, niche education platforms that focus on very specific skills, for example. Maybe a platform teaching TikTok marketing specifically for, I don't know, DIY artists or craftspeople.
Super specific. Love it. Those are some fantastic starting points, and I really appreciate how they tie into those broader trends we've been talking about.
Good.
It's a good reminder for you that there are opportunities to be found from so many different angles if you just look.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's bring it all together now for you. What are the key takeaways as you continue your journey to find the right business idea in 2025? Let's summarize.
Okay, to recap for you, the process really begins with actively identifying real problems that people, yourself included, are experiencing. Don't start with solutions.
Problems first.
Then carefully consider the intersection of your personal skills, your passions, and where there's clear evidence of market demand, those three circles.
Skills, passion, demand. Find the overlap.
Remember to focus on the long-term shifts, the waves, rather than getting distracted by fleeting hype. Think sustainability for your business.
Ride the waves.
Critically, make it a priority to validate your ideas early and often by getting feedback from actual potential customers before you build too much.
Test, test, test.
And finally, always ensure that the business idea you ultimately pursue aligns with your desired lifestyle goals. Don't build a prison for yourself.
Match it to your life. Got it.
That's the framework.
So it's a combination of looking outward at the world and inward at yourself, all while keeping an eye on the current and future market landscape.
Well put.
And the crucial thing for you is to take action, right? Not to stay stuck in the endless brainstorming phase, the analysis paralysis.
Absolutely. That's probably the biggest takeaway. Finding the perfect business idea isn't about achieving some flawless initial concept in isolation. That rarely happens.
Yeah, perfectionism kills ideas.
It really does. It's much more about taking that first step, testing your assumptions in the real world, actively seeking feedback, and being prepared to adapt and refine your idea as you go. Be willing to pivot.
So the message for you is start exploring, start experimenting, and try not to get bogged down by overthinking it.
Precisely. Get out there and do something, even something small.
The ideal business for you might be just one well-considered decision away.
It could be.
But that decision requires you to be proactive in your exploration and engagement rather than just passively contemplating possibilities.
Exactly. Action, not just thought. So the final question for you is, what problem are you going to solve?